Natalie's watching me make this video, so there's extra pressure. Hopefully we'll be able to get through it. But the shoe in this box is very special to both of us, and I want to show you why, and then we'll do a little unboxing. So have a look inside here. These are the Nike Dunk Ueno Pandas, and they are very, very rare, and you'll notice that they're a size 12. This is the actual box that they came in. Nat, come give me a hand. Will you just like grab the cardboard and slowly pull it down? Slowly, slowly. We don't want to tear it. So this is the actual box that these shoes came in. Here, take this out of the way, please. They're in a cage. And these shoes are pivotal to the ShoeZeum. Originally, when I unveiled the ShoeZeum, it was in San Diego. And one of my huge inspirations was the world-famous San Diego Zoo and also SeaWorld. And this was before Blackfish had aired, and I had no idea that SeaWorld was up to corrupt practices. But at the time, the world-famous San Diego Zoo and SeaWorld were the big attractions in San Diego. And I unveiled the ShoeZeum. And in my mind, it was going to be the third main attraction in San Diego. And I wanted to pay tribute to these other places. So I needed to have the Panda Dunks, and these were on display in a San Diego Zoo exhibit alongside the Crocodile and Anaconda Air Force Ones. And then there was a SeaWorld exhibit with lobsters and sharks and the whole orca pack. But early on in the tour, I would walk you through SeaWorld and the world-famous San Diego Zoo through shoes and tell you that this was a huge inspiration for me. Now, I love bringing shoes to life, and Natalie and I decided that we were going to take these pandas to the world-famous San Diego Zoo. And we wanted to get to the actual panda bear exhibit and do a video review. And I can't tell you how difficult this was. We got to the park super early. We wanted to be the first ones in the park, and we ran straight to the panda exhibit as soon as they unlocked the place, because the panda exhibit's like the most popular exhibit at the park. And if you don't get there fast, you're in a long line of people. You have about 1 minute to view the pandas. And so really, just as the park opened was our only chance to get up there. You'll notice that these amazing Dunk High Premiums are made out of fur. It's actually pony fur. It's not real panda. Thank God, but what a beautiful shoe. And these are a size 12. Remember, every shoe in the world-famous ShoeZeum is in my size 11 to 12. So it was very tough to pick up this pair of kicks in my size, being that it was only a Japan exclusive. But anyway, Natalie and I get to the park. We're there like an hour early. We're the first people. We get through. We pay for our tickets. We're waiting at a chain for them to open up the chain and let people in. And then all of a sudden, these people from the zoo come up to us, and they're dressed in regular clothes. And they're like, "Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, miss. What are you doing?" And we've got a cage with panda shoes inside. And I have no doubt that they thought that we were with PETA or some animal protest group because they have pandas and other wild animals in cages. We explained to them that we own the ShoeZeum and that these shoes are inspired by a panda. Now, actually, these are inspired by Ling, which was the famous panda at the Ueno Zoo in Japan. And these shoes are actually a part of a 4-pack of Dunks that are known as the Japanese City Pack. These are the Uenos. There's also Nagoyas, Osakas, and Fukuokas. But basically, we're explaining all of this to people that work at the zoo, and probably 2 minutes into the explanation, they were like, okay, like, they're not here to protest and picket. They're here to actually, like, take pictures and videos with the shoes and the panda. So they open the chain up, and we, like, sprint to the panda exhibit. And it was amazing. We were there for probably 10 minutes before anybody else caught up to us, because they keep the panda exhibit pretty buried within the zoo. It's the coolest thing there, and so they're not going to put it right up in the front. So Nat and I, bolting with these shoes in our hands, were able to beat the crowd there, and we filmed some videos that I'm very, very proud of, mostly because of how difficult it was to get there. So Ling, the actual panda that was the inspiration for these shoes, passed away in 2008, and that's when this Japan City Pack came out in 2008, and so it's no surprise that they honored Ling with this pair of shoes. Now, very recently, Nike decided that they were going to be retroing this shoe, and they did it for kids and also women, and that's why Natalie's watching this video. What do you think? She doesn't even know I bought her these.
I'm excited.
Okay, so she's excited, so hopefully you're excited. You'll see that this pair of shoes came from France. Now, originally these shoes were released only in Japan. And I laughed and I said to Natalie, like, oh my God, they made these pandas and they made them for kids and they're only in Japan. And it kind of reminded me of them doing the same thing with two other dunks over at Nike. They did the Nike notebooks and then also the Scribble crayon dunks. This time they took these men's shoes and released them for kids. And I'm not surprised that they would have done them with these pandas as well. No doubt this would be such a hit with kids. And of course, it would make sense to release it in Japan first. So they released in Japan and sold out. And then I bought this pair from a retailer in France. And I was like, man, I gotta buy these before they sell out and are impossible to get and blah, blah, blah. The pandas that you're looking at back here are worth tons of money. And I didn't know how limited these shoes would be. And shortly after these shoes were released in Japan, and then in France and other places overseas, they came out in the United States at $100. Fortunately, I didn't get hosed. Here, Nat, why don't you reach in and check them out? I'll talk. So, Milk, that was the name of the store where we bought the shoes from. She didn't even know I bought them for her.
Wow.
Check them out. Pull that shoe out and let's see it. Make sure that you can show the camera. Pull down a little. Look at that. So, the Panda Dunk Low, it actually says Ueno on the tongue right there. And this also is made out of horsehair or pony fur. This one is more furry than the other pair. Let's sort of compare them side by side. So it looks like the baby is a little more furry than the Papa Panda. Pretty cool to unite these together. There's a lesson to be learned here though, and that's don't get caught up in the hype and buy a shoe that supposedly is releasing abroad, because you never know if they're going to release it in the States as well. Like on Air Max Day, they released the original Air Max 1s for kids. Go ahead, Nat, you can grab one of the shoes and check them out. She's leaning over like very excited.
I love them.
I didn't buy those original Air Max 1s in grade school sizes on Air Max Day that were released abroad because I'm sure they're going to release them in the States as well. So, you know, it's a lesson to be learned. Don't get caught up in the hype. Now Nike is systematic with their distribution of shoes, and they're releasing shoes here first, then there, then here, then there, to build even more hype up around the shoes. Now, interestingly, these are not the first ever pandas that were made for kids. Now, the men's size behind there is a 12. These are grade school sizes. The most recent ones were available in 3.5 to 7, which is the usual grade school run, except for the newest Air Jordan Retros that have been extended all the way up to size 9.5. But these ones were only available to the size 7. I want to break out another box. It's a double unboxing. This is a pair of shoes that I used to run into at the factory stores, particularly in San Ysidro. It's funny, before I built this crazy ShoeZeum, I used to run into all these cool shoes inspired by this and that, and they never meant anything to me because I wasn't trying to build exhibits and displays and families. Natalie's laughing. So here is the next unboxing. We'll have Natalie come in and check it out. Let's turn it around so the swoosh is right on. Check these out. So these are for little kids, but they also were made in grade school sizes. How adorable is this?
So cute.
And you can see a little panda right there on the tongue. And I swear these used to like sit at the Nike outlet, and I was like, oh, that's cute. But I was making money selling men's shoes, not collecting kids' shoes and trying to build panda families. You know, here we are now years later with the ultimate collection brought to life with toys and props. I've got to have the little kids' pandas to go along with the family. There's a little panda card. See if we can pop that right in there. I had all of these stuffed animal pandas that I got at the swap meet in San Diego. Of course, because SeaWorld and the zoo are in San Diego, all of these stuffed animals and cards and props would end up at the swap meet, and I picked them all up. Natalie's like dancing next to me. What do you think of this?
I love them. They're beautiful. I love them.
So there you have it, the Ueno panda family, and then the baby pandas from years back.